Hi there, I'm Sarah Spencer, aka Io the Alien, and I'm one of the artists that has been juried into Quilt National 2025. I enjoy working in a lot of mediums. I work in oil pastels, charcoal drawing, but my absolute favorite medium is quilting. This is the first time that I've been juried into Quilt National, and it's such an honor to be in this longstanding, prestigious show where there are so many amazing artists from around the world. For the for the past few years, I've been really interested in portraiture, and I've noticed that over that time, I tend to really be drawn to weirdos. And when I say weirdos, I mean unusual people that typically have a quality that I want to emulate. And that's definitely the case with my quilt's Queen of Swords. The amazing human that you see depicted in the quilt is an Egyptian American writer, journalist, and feminist by the name of Mona El-Tahawy. And about a year and a half ago, I first came across one of her books that's called Seven Necessary Sins for Women and Girls. And to say that it inspired me would be an understatement. Now, there's one chapter in the book, and one of the necessary sins, as she calls them, is profanity. And what she would say is that as women, we're so often raised to be polite, to smooth things over, to be sort of the social lubricant. And while those aren't necessarily bad things, it can become a bad thing when we all of a sudden enable bad behavior, make bad actors feel okay about being disrespectful or rude or endangering other people. And so in Mona's book, she encourages women to be more profane, and that includes swearing and giving the middle finger and basically not allowing those bad actors to feel okay about what they are doing. And so it made a lot of sense to me when I drew my picture of Mona that she would be giving the double middle finger. And so there she is. In this piece, I used a technique called applipiecing. It was taught to me by Sheila Frampton Cooper. And it's an interesting technique because it's sort of a blend of applique and piecing. It starts by me creating a drawing to scale on freezer paper. And then, I cut out all the pieces and I end up sewing everything in such a way that there are 1/4 inch seams behind everything. So if you can magically take out all the stitches in my quilt without ruining it, you would see that there are 1/4 inch seams on the back side. So it was pretty cool to be able to use technique to bring this portrait to life. Another thing that I love to do is incorporate couching into my quilts, and I use yarn. I'm a longtime knitter, and so I have a lot of yarn in my house. I also really love street art and really graphic art, contemporary art, and I love a thin black line. And so in my work, I will very often use black yarn to sort of pop certain elements of the quilt, and you'll see that throughout this piece as well. One other thing is that when I first started sewing, actually, I got my start making garments. For a long time, I taught garment making at a little school here in Chicago, and it was there that I discovered quilting. But because of my background in garment making, I like to incorporate some of those techniques from time to time. So if you look really closely at Mona's neckline, the collar of her shirt, I've incorporated a bunch of pointed pleats, so that if you look at it from the side, you can see it's got a little bit of a 3D effect, this was the first time I experimented with that particular technique in my quilting. For the last few years, I've been working on this series, and I've named my subjects after tarot cards. And so Mona is the Queen of Swords. She was the perfect Queen of Swords for me because she says what she means. She's bold. She's a little bit spiky. And yeah, I thought she was just perfect in that role. I like the tarot. I find the tarot, to me, each card represents sort of a human archetype. And so if you look through my work, you'll see that I've done a few of those so far and named them after cards. And I have a lot more ahead of me to go still. Thank you so much for listening to my artist talk. And I hope you get a chance to see Queen of Swords in person.